Hello and welcome. This is Alchemistexe, and this is going to be an irregular video because it's definitely an irregular week. There's no banners to review and no content in general and no communication from Gumi, so things are really not looking good for global. So I want to talk about that, the very bad state of that, and then I also want to talk about the Japanese version because that is a viable alternative if you're just kind of fed up with global, or it shuts down soon. Not sure which one of those outcomes might happen first, but if you've got to have this IP in particular in your life, there's definitely a way to do that. So I'll talk about how to get that set up, and then some things you can look forward to if you decide to make the jump. So first, state of global sucks. As I said, no reset. This is a first. They've had plenty of dead weeks, but something where there's like just no news, no update at all, no real communication. They had a kind of nonsensical message on Twitter and Facebook about extending the deadlines like we asked for it, but not acknowledging any of the other irregularities. And they didn't include a discount ticket at first, but then late on Thursday night they included it. So either that was like a hiccup with like a time delayed thing, because one of the general assumptions is that everyone is on holiday, and so they just didn't do the time package thing. Oh, the game crashed. That's only happened once, by the way. I've had almost no problems with the Japanese version. Everything's been a little bit faster. It seems like it's a little bit better optimized. But anyway, back to the global thing. So there's a few ideas about why this is the case. War of the Visions being an absolute train wreck with its like offer wall gem exploit thing that's kind of ruined their economy. They probably had to divert resources away from Alchemist Code Global, and I get the impression that Alchemist Code Global was never really a priority or hasn't been for a long time anyway. So an already neglected game getting even more neglected to now they're not even managing just the most bare minimum basic operations, and that's just not a good state to be in. It doesn't mean that the game is closing down immediately. I mean, it certainly could, but it could drag out for a few months longer or more. But you have to ask at that point, like, is it still really a live game, or is it just a zombie at that point? So that's where I'm at on global. I'm not going to stop playing it. If they do go back to releasing more content, I will evaluate that content and, the banners and stuff. If they give us a game to play, I'll look at that game. But right now, my outlook on that is a pretty grim one. But we will just have to see. I am very much looking forward to whatever their next announcement is going to be in the news section, should there be one. So yeah, I don't want to just kind of doom post about global and its sad state. So let's talk about something more positive. Because if you haven't heard, the Japanese version is a complete, like, day and night contrast as far as what it offers and how it treats its player base. So, as you can see, I already have like Nimble and Narrow in this party. I've got a few other limited units too. The 7th anniversary is going on, and so at the time of this video is being published is like late at night on the 3rd. And when the banner, it was like another 3 days, so it's probably closer to 2 days now. So you got like the weekend to do this one banner in particular. I can't showcase it because I did not have the foresight to record, and I don't want to reroll again because, well, you'll see why in a little bit. But it's a pretty standout banner. It's one of the few 9 steps. It's got Narrow, Nimble, and Zaphyrus pictured on it. And then if you look at the grid that shows the steps, 3, 6, and 9 are highlighted. So even if you can't read any Japanese at all, that should be enough visual information to guide it. You could also check out Sincal's channel. He's got a live stream where he's showcasing the Japanese version, and he does that banner in full in addition to some of the other banners. You can pick out a limited memento for free. I'm sure it's like a time cutoff, but I would definitely recommend, if you're going to reroll, 9-step makes a really good reroll material unless you're going for either the baby Ouroboros or Zaphyrus's brother. If you're going for one of those two, you need their specific banners, or Zine version 2 would be another option, which is pretty good in the case that they give away Zine for free anyway and tons of shards, so you could set yourself up for that. But if you want to really, really set yourself up, I think that the 9-step banner is the best way to go, just because you get Nero, you get Nimble, you get Zaphyrus, you get their mementos just to go with it as an added bonus, and then to add on top of that, every single step, all of the other ones besides 3, 6, and 9 have a guaranteed limited. You know, it might not be a limited you want, but you're getting like 6 chances to get someone else. And I got one of the ones that I would have wanted to get the most. We'll see her shortly. Okay, she wasn't in that party. It'll be a surprise for the end of the video. It's definitely going to affect, which I haven't chosen the memento yet, because a lot of the other banners are going to be around a little bit longer. It's just that really godly 9-step is only going to be around for a couple more days. So the memento one is going to last for another 5 days or so. So I figured wait until it's a little closer to expiring and then pick the one that I want. So yeah, 20,000 gems, tons and tons of elemental shards, just lots and lots of materials, a whole bunch of Zenny. It's just enough to give you a running start, because you are going to need to like burn through a lot of content, just because, you know, if you're a veteran player from Global, that means not only do you need to complete all of the content that you did in Global, unless it was Global exclusive, of course, but you need to complete all that, and then you've got like another year's worth of content approximately to burn through. Like I was like, I was a little disoriented, but also nostalgic at the same time, because I'm like looking at my units doing like, I mean, for a while they're doing like double-digit damage, and it's just, it feels like just such a long time ago. Or just the fact that my Nero isn't even strong enough to beat the whatever that was it. I forget what those were called. The kind of dumb thing where you got them to 85 and they gave you a key and then you had to do a level. I'm so glad they discontinued that. That I did not Babel War Art. That's it. I did not like Babel War Arts. But my Nero's not even strong enough to complete hers yet. Oh, they'll also give you 70 gears for free, like in 5-star form. So if you're lucky enough to get like Kukulon Earrings, Wonder Chrono, the Templar one, the Holy Guard one, there's just a lot of possibilities. And then you can get a bunch of other free gears from the secret shop. Like, as long as you are familiar with Alchemist Code's UI and just have like that muscle memory, you should be fine. You might run into trouble here and there. As far as characters and what they do, especially characters that don't yet and may not ever exist in Global, the Alchemist Code database, alchemistcodedb.com, they do have a Japanese option, and you can use Google Translate. It's not always great translation, but you should be able to get the gist of it. And then on top of it, a lot of the icons are the same anyway, and sometimes they write stuff in English, like, for example, certain stat boosts, they write that in English anyway. I definitely think if you're experienced with the game, you should be okay. So the real cost of it is the story characterization. So yeah, I got Legacy Ouroboros. I actually got her twice from the 9-step banner, which is, it's actually getting a repeat character is kind of wasteful, but I'm not re-rolling because I got her. I got a few other people, got a couple of Genesis units. So definitely good enough for me. I re-rolled once, and it you know, it's, you can do it fairly quickly, but it's never quick enough. So I'm just thankful for the way the dice rolled. You could kind of look at this as he's breaking my bad luck streak, just not in Global, just kind of in general. Sometimes you got to make your own luck. So yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to really just vent my frustrations with global and how it's really hard to deny the downward spiral that it appears to be in, but then also offer the silver lining of a game you can play with, hopefully minimum difficulty. I would just Google how best to do it depending on what your platform is. I use the QOO or something with Q's and O's because I'm an Android user. Works best for me, but you could also use BlueStacks. There's definitely options out there to help you play this game, because I definitely recommend it. It is a breath of fresh air to see something that knows how to throw an anniversary, knows how to really like acknowledge and appreciate its players, which I think is something that Global has forgotten how to do. So yeah, if you are making the switch over to the Japanese version, I wish you good luck, and I will see you all next time.